No, I think he has like a ace up his sleeve, but it's fine. It's not something that I'm worried about. Also, I'm going to be debating Ethan on Friday. So will you stream your side? Chatters, can I ask you a real question? Do you think that I wouldn't live stream my debate with Ethan? Like, are you seriously asking me? Are you seriously asking me if I'm gonna not go live every day as I always do for this one specific moment? Why would I let him control? Why would I let him control the button or the conversation in its entirety? Like the entire purpose of, as to why I wanted to have a conversation with Ethan was so that like he can't manipulate the footage. I don't want him to engage with me in a disingenuous fashion. I want it to be like all cards are on the table. I know I'm being parasocial here, but there's no chance E will just swap out D in an effort to get you banned on a technicality. Yeah, he might do that, but I think that would destroy his reputation with the remaining like progressive base. Unless, I mean, it's a calculation, right? But if you back out, aren't you worried that he will just call you a coward? I know it's a shitty thing for him to do, but just still thinking about your stream. Yeah, I mean, if he puts up Destiny or any other like banned person, I will get banned on Twitch. So yeah, I'm not gonna get banned on Twitch just because Ethan wanted to do a troll, and I will, you know, I will bring that up and I will communicate that while I'm on his stream as well. But you know, it is what it is. It's not like I'm you know, I'll still have a couple words before I pull out of the. I'm more worried about my stubborn nature, where I will just like keep going and then I'll get banned. I thought Twitch changed that policy. No, it's not. It's different. This is like Twitch changed the policy where you can watch a content creator that's been banned, but you can't literally talk to a content creator directly and have him on your show while they are banned. Directly communicating with a permanently banned streamer is a big no-no still on the platform. It's just like straightforward ban evasion. So, you know, it is what it is. But I wouldn't. I expect some shit like that. I expect some I don't know. I expect him to basically try to do something like that to aesthetically make it feel like he made me run away in a similar like, oh no, Sam Cedar, what a nightmare style situation. So like, I think that he might try to go for like an aesthetic victory because he knows we can't have like a normal conversation without him looking like a fool. It will be bad faith. I expect it to be bad faith. And I expect him to to not entertain the conversation. I'd be genuinely surprised. I would be genuinely surprised if it was just like a straightforward conversation where he addresses his grievances and then he recognizes that he's in the wrong if I show him my side of things. You know what I mean? What if he just has DMs with D and Saltman on the side that just feed him messages and clips? That's fine. I don't care about that. I don't know. I'm so stubborn that I might literally just tank the ban if such a thing were to happen. And I don't know. I'm going to try to keep the conversation focused on Israel-Palestine and what his opinions on Israel-Palestine are and how significant of a difference in opinion I have on Israel-Palestine. And I'm going to ask him about, you know, some of his positions on the matter, if they've changed or not. And if he tries to constantly talk about how he is the victim of you know, CPS calls or all this shit, like I've never entertained any of that. I think it's well established what my position is on that as someone who is the recipient of endless amounts of interference in my life from stalker communities and snark subreddits and all the like. I would never want that to happen to another content creator. So of course I don't think I'm responsible for any of that shit. So, you know, if he tries to talk about like his own personal victimhood in this process, like, you know, I'm aware of all the things that you guys are aware of. Do you think I'm like that oblivious? I'm not that oblivious, right? Yeah, I stay in my own lane and I usually talk about politics for the most part, but like, I'm not that oblivious. And yes, my expectation is that this will most likely be bad faith. I don't think that it's going to be good faith. Like, I don't think he had a genuine change of heart. That would be truly shocking if he had a genuine change of heart where he's like, you know what? I want to put this to rest. I want to put this to bed. No, I think he has like a ace up his sleeve, but it's fine. It's not something that I'm worried about, you know? The issue E has moved far for the past. Wait, what? Let's be real though. The issue for E has moved far past the issue of Israel-Palestine. This has become entirely about drama and smears. Oh yeah, no. I think it's incredibly selfish. Where is it? There's this video. Ethan Klein explodes in a sputtering rage at the mere suggestion that he is not the world's ultimate victim. The entire room scrambles to reassure and soothe him like a spoiled toddler.
The shit he said and posted about Frogan
Very
over the
nasty.
past years is
Very
like
mean.
insanely nasty shit.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone I've seen. If this is true, absolutely mind-blowing, insane shit.
Hold on. It's not worse than anything you've seen.
He was unbanned after 48 hours.
How could it be worse
apparently.
than anything you've seen?
Worse than... Okay, literally no. I guess
He was
not.
very nasty.
He,
Well, I'm just saying, people like want to like get lay down and like.
I'm talking about
and
specifically
castrate-
against Frogan.
But like he called her fat, right, and ugly, which is horrifically mean. I get called a.
Talking specifically about
that's way
Frogan.
worse.
How could you say that? How could you say that what Frogan experienced is way worse than what I experience on a daily basis? Make sure this guy's aware he's coming on your show, not the other way around. You're the one with the motion, no charitability, no gloves. Let him have it. Hold him to account. I mean, I don't really care about the petty shit. I just want to have this conversation. And more importantly, I want his audience to actually hear the truth. That is what I care about. Ironically enough, he believes that that's what he wants to do as well, to have my audience hear the truth about the dangerous nature, not realizing that my audience probably thinks I'm not radical enough, you know?
Worse than being called fat and ugly, in my opinion.
Sure.
Not
Yeah.
yelling at you. I am yelling at you.
I don't really understand what
but
the
not,
point is that you're trying to make.
Because
though.
I get frustrated when everybody's like trying to defend
hold
her
on,
so
hold on.
much. It's like she's the ultimate victim of online harassment.
She is. She is she has been victimized in infinitely worse ways than Ethan could ever imagine. Ethan is so not victimized that he has to invent ways of being victimized to create drama surrounding it. And the reality is, when Ethan creates drama around his own personal victimization, people actually tune in. That actually works for him. Frogan, on the other hand, is constantly and consistently smeared by the most bad faith, most rabid, sociopathic figures online. Okay? God, it is so funny. It is so funny how like Israel coded this is, you know? Constantly on the defense, constantly self-victimizing, constantly escalating, and being an infinitely more powerful figure in the conflict. Like, in terms of the propaganda aspect of it all, it just like, it literally is the same shit that Israel does. So frustrating.
It's not.
It's just not. It's like people are nasty to her.
I'm pointing out how weird it is for iDubbbz to
That's why
reach
I
out
said
to him
that.
specifically. That's why I'm saying that.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
comparing. It's in a vacuum.
iDubbbz to reach out to who? Tectone? I don't think iDubbbz reached out to Tectone. Oh, God. Wait, I thought Hasan was upset. Isn't that what Ethan said last week? Bro, wasn't it you who said platforming bigots is bad? Yes, brother. There's a difference between platforming bigots and then also like having a conversation for clarity, having a conversation that creates clarity in the minds of people in his audience that are absolutely amenable to my position if they were to hear what I actually have to say. I would be truly shocked if his entire community is completely swapped into like a drama slop tube alt-right adjacent commentary. I think there's a lot of girly pops that still watch Ethan and still see Ethan and Hila as their comfort characters, not realizing that like they have also fallen down this like weird pathway of radicalization in the opposite direction. And I think those people can actually be convinced. Those people can actually change their minds if they see the full picture. Anyway, I know what I'm doing. Please trust me. That's it. I know what I'm doing. Let me do my thing, okay? How many years has it been at this point? Like, y'all have to trust me a little bit on this, right? You have to trust me a little bit, okay? You did the same thing with the Andrew Tate. You were like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It's going to be bad. And it was like, never mind. It was actually pretty good. I'm glad that it happened. And it's the same when I tell you, like, it's good if the Democratic Party actually turns around and starts criticizing this administration for its ridiculous deportation policies, because that will get the media to pay attention to it. And then inevitably, once a big fuss is created around it, like, people's positions will change. They are not firmly planted on the Trump fascist, white nativist, anti-immigrant agenda. They will recognize the cruelty of it, and they will turn around and say, all right, we don't want this anymore. And the polling will reflect that reality. And guess what? That is actually what happened at the end. That is literally what happened at the end of the day. We're experiencing it right now. Trump is underwater on every single issue, with the exception of the one issue where there's no counter narrative and no counter messaging happening, which is the trans stuff. And even then, he's only 51%. He's only a net 1 point positive rating on his only issue. Just trust me when I say I know what I'm doing. Okay, I got a method to all of this madness. Let me cook. I'm nervous, Hasan. Truthfully, do you get nervous before debate? No, I don't. Why would I? This is not a thing to get nervous around. This is like me just being honest and truthful and speaking about my experiences. Anyway.